Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Today we're doing something very special indeed. We have a luxury tow-off. To my right is the brand new Lincoln Navigator with, for the first time ever, the 3.5 liter ecoBoost engine. And as always, we got a ruddy big trailer that we're towing. And coming up next, we're gonna have a very special tow-off on TFL truck. Yes, indeed on truck, because this is in essence an F-150 with, well, a back end on it. And what tow-off competition going up the Ike Gauntlet would be complete without a competitor. And today we have the luxurious GMC Denali with a ruddy V8. And my man Nathan is helping us out. Say hi, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. Dude, 6.2 liter Yukon Denali. Badass, ready to tow.
6.2 liters versus ecoBoost. How cool is that? And what towing TFL competition would be complete without our resident towing expert, Mr. Truck Kent Sundling. What are you doing, Kent?
I'm in this cold trailer eating a donut.
Come on out, we need you, need your help. Come on. Time to tow, man, time to tow.
Let's go tow. Part of our review is with this Logan Coach horse trailer, and we've set everything up. We've got weight distributing hitch on like we're supposed to. We actually weighed the tongue weight with the weight safe hitch and got our 10% tongue weight. Now, tongue weight on a vehicle like this, your part of your tongue weight goes toward payload. So your payload's your people, your everything you put in the vehicle, but that's also your tongue weight. So you can't use up all of your payload in tongue weight, or you won't have any room for passenger weight. You got to remember that when you're properly loading your trailer.
All right, gentlemen, up the hill again, and this time in the GM truck. And it is a truck.
Yes, body on frame.
Like ooh, that sounds good.
Here it comes.
Oh, I love that too. V8 ground.
6.2, baby.
Start. We are started, gentlemen. 6.2 liters.
I'm excited about the cup holders back here. I didn't have those in the Lincoln.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I know it's a minor thing, but maybe not. The Lincoln, all four doors just have map pockets. All four doors on this vehicle have very large cup holders, bottle holders. And you know what? It's little things like that that make a family person decide one vehicle over another.
You know what a big thing is that makes it a towing person decide one vehicle over another? The fact that this has an integrated brake controller and the Lincoln doesn't.
That's right. It's on the left side, which he hates. It's right there. It's very easy to use. It's fully integrated. I don't know why Lincoln doesn't have it on there, especially with how well it did with towing. Just Lincoln, put it in there.
Yeah, why would you have a hitch on the back and no brake controller? I don't understand that.
And this also has self-leveling air suspension in the back, so when you hook it up, it actually rises up and levels out the truck.
Which is exactly what it did when we did that.
That's great. That gives you equal weight on all the axles are working for you, all the brakes are working for you. You're not overusing the rear axle.
The front doesn't get light?
Yeah.
No, It doesn't feel light at all. It feels exactly the same as it felt, with the exception of the engine having to hunt for gears. This is an 8-speed automatic. I have here the sticker with some information. The reason why we wrote it down is because these vehicles are actually surprisingly close. Let me put it to you this way. This is a 6.2 liter, big, great sounding V8. 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It's the same as the Lincoln. But this does have an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it sends power to the rear wheels, and it has a proper 4-wheel drive system. Now, it does have a slightly different rear end. So this one is a 342. And on top of that, if you look at gas mileage, once again, they're very close. Combined 16 mpg. It's weird. You'd think that this big, bad V8 would completely out-torque that turbocharged V6.
We got weight distributing hitch, so we're actually towing well here. Now this is a little louder than the Navigator. The Navigator is quiet, you couldn't hear the engine. This one, you definitely can hear the engine.
Now so far, my foot is not all the way down, and we're traveling very, very well.
Well, keep in mind, you're actually exceeding the speed limit, and the goal here is
no,
just...
we're not.
There's a camera there, Nathan.
Oh. Sorry. Forgot about that.
So the goal is just to maintain the speed limit, not to
exceed it, yeah.
Yeah, and once again, we're only towing 7,000 pounds, and that's below this truck's capability. And you know what? I think that's a key word. This is a truck.
Yes,
yeah, it feels like a truck. The Navigator, would you guys agree that the Navigator feels almost like a car?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, the ride like a car and the quietness of a car, it is. It's this one rumbles a bit more, and this one, you got a V8.
Yeah, I mean, there's an obvious difference between the two. This is a truck with a brake controller, with self-leveling suspension, with, a V8, and that is a car.
One of the incredible things about trucks nowadays is, at least with the American trucks, you're getting amazing looking and amazing feeling interiors. And that goes for the Lincoln as well. But here's one question I have for you. Now, the Chevy Suburban is much cheaper than this vehicle, and it does have a smaller engine than this vehicle, but the interior is just as nice in the Suburban as far as I'm concerned. Still, when you look at the way the Yukon Denali is set up, it is sumptuous. The seats are fantastic, and you have so much at hand. You have every possible little doodad gizmo that you could possibly want. And finally, they have a proper set of knobs that you can turn and buttons that you can push. It's not too fiddly. It's very easy to live with. And aside from the fact that this thing's the size of the Queen Mary, it still feels like it's slightly intimate on the inside. But there's one thing that this does beautifully. It sounds wonderful.
Sounds masculine. Muscular. It's the thing, yeah. It's a macho truck.
It is. Oh no, there goes my momentum from this schmuck person.
Can you move over?
No.
Nope.
Back here in the back seat, I've actually got more headroom. I've got this small cowboy hat on, and I can sit in the middle, and I've got room. On the Lincoln, they just had little pockets on each side.
Yeah,
I guess
that doesn't
tall
make...
people on the outside, short people in the middle, or something.
It's much. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's strange. Yeah, we dropped speed. We lost a little tiny bit of momentum because of some jackhole. So.
But we're speeding up?
Yep, we are.
Yeah, it's not having an issue.
It's not struggling, speeding up.
This is pretty steep here. Look at that semi up there.
I know, family show. I didn't say anything.
But the key is it's not having an issue.
Yeah, we're already up to speed again.
Yeah. Exactly,
no problem.
Yeah, we can't really go much heavier on the trailer because of us heavy duties inside the cab. But we're going to have to find something steeper or something because, these trucks get more powerful, faster. We're going to have a hard time, running this same run and, timing it just because of how fast we can go.
Hey, Ken, check the cheat sheet. What's the exact price on the two? I'd like to know exactly, if we're not doing apples to apples because, once again, this is the XL and that isn't the XL.
This rascal is, exactly. Yeah. So this one would be naturally higher than the Lincoln. This one is $77,925.
Okay.
And the Lincoln was $73,895.
So this is about 4,000. Yeah. 4,000 more.
This one too, the towing capacity maximum is 7,900, so it's about 700 pounds less than what the Navigator is, which kind of surprised me. I'm not sure why they did it that way.
Are you floored, Nathan?
Of course, this is a longer version, so we got more weight. That makes sense.
Whenever I drop below the maximum speed limit, I just give it a little bit of acceleration, and then it starts climbing over it. So I'm kind of going back and forth and back and forth. It's really not having a hard time. It's doing a much better job than that Silverado we took up here with the 6.2.
Yeah, and we all thought that the mapping was wrong, that it pulled down too low.
It was weird.
Out of the power curve. And then this one here, you could actually, going up this hill, you could be passing people, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, if Roman would let me, I would be passing people without a problem.
You could just do a speed limit. It's about maintaining the speed limit. How was it going down the hill? How was the grade shifting and the
grade shifting?
Engine braking?
It wasn't quite as good as the Lincoln's because it felt like every once in a while that it was taking a little bit longer to engage into but for the most part, it did great. The braking itself, I actually had to hit the brakes really, really hard, and it handled it, no problem. Was able to go around the obstacle, piece of cake.
In the Logan Coach horse trailer, we've weighted it down with the water tote again. So we've got about 2,400 pounds in there. The trailer itself loaded is 7,000 pounds. That's why we did the 10% 700 pound tongue weight rating that we did on this. So we're properly weighted, we're properly balanced and level.
You really do feel very inspired driving something like this, because honestly, if it weren't for him nagging me, I wouldn't think that there was anything behind us. I really wouldn't, not in terms of the way it normally drives.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. In your RPMs, you're holding like 3,400, 3,500. I mean, it's staying right in there in the torque band. It's right where you want this puppy to have power.
Exactly.
Which gives you that passing gear, the passing power. It was staying there. You don't have to look down and
I'm not playing favorites, but I had no issues maintaining 65. It feels like you're struggling, Nathan.
No, I just put my foot back down.
All right, let's see.
No, I'm maintaining 60. You were 65. It's 60 here.
It's
well, part of it, and part of it's 65. Well, there's parts that were 60. I was doing ish.
All right, now we got a car. We have to slow down.
You hoser. Great.
All right, another thing that makes this unique is that in terms of fuel economy, it has cylinder deactivation. So when you're not towing, right, it can go from 8 to 6 to 4 cylinders. Of course, this is irrelevant because we are using all 8 cylinders flying up the Ike Gauntlet.
Indeed we are.
Now we're almost to the top here, Nathan, and the one thing I found was when I got to the top here, I had to keep my foot down to maintain the speed limit.
I'm going. It's climbing.
It's climbing. You didn't even know the steepest part. Wow.
And I'm actually having to lift off a little bit.
Maybe because of the horses in this one. All right, we're coming up to our end point, and it's going to be remarkably close. This may be a little bit slower just because we had a little.
I had some traffic though, to be honest.
Yeah, you're going to back up traffic here in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
and I got those trucks ahead of me.
Once again, this is really as much about the time as it is about maintaining a set speed limit. All right, here we go. Coming up to the red lights.
Yeah, I'm able. It'll drop down a gear and then give me more power if I wanted it, but I have to slow down.
Got it. There you go.
Yeah. So about 11 seconds difference, and you can easily say that the spots where I had to slow down. 741. The other one was 730.
Yeah. So I mean, we had to slow down.
So it's really
apples to
negligible.
apples.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and you got both of them. You got good power. I mean, I think this one accelerated a little better when you wanted to.
Sounded better, that's for sure.
Yeah, it felt like it accelerated. This one here just takes off when you want it.
So gas mileage, gentlemen.
Yes.
In 8.3 miles, we did 4.2 miles per gallon, which means this got better miles MPG. And I think that 8-speed had something to do with it. I truly think that these guys are as equal as they could be, despite the fact we're talking about 2 different transmissions, 2 different power sources. They're really close in ability.
Yeah, I think it boils down to whether you want one that's more truck-like or one that's more car-like. And so if it were my money, I think towing, I would go with this one. But if you were not interested in towing and you wanted something that felt more car-like and you were taking kids to the mall, then it might be the Navigator.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you take your rich Republican friends in a Navigator.
Hey, whoa.
We don't do politics. We don't do any politics on this program. So that was blipped out, right?
Yeah, take your blip friends.
But I'm impressed by how beautifully both of these vehicles are made in terms of the interior.
Yeah.
Lincoln's really come a long way, but General Motors has gone from worst to first in so many ways. I'd take this over a Cadillac interior as far as I'm concerned. What's the difference?
It's nice.
Yeah, and it's not as like in your face blingy.
Yeah, and then but
compared to the Escalade.
But see, if you get the Suburban, it's just about as nice. And so that's the one thing I'm kind of struggling with. But the Suburban does not come with the big engine.
And there's a reason for that. You got to go for the higher, more premium brand to get the big engine, right?
Which always, makes a lot of sense and everything else.
Yep, they're in it to make money for sure.
As you can tell, starting in 2015, we've decided to take truck-based SUVs up the Ike Gauntlet. So stay tuned for more big boy SUVs taking on the Extreme Ike Gauntlet towing test this year. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fastlane Truck. Check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and of course, big boy SUV towing reviews. Ciao!